Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about what happens after you've been on a ride. Now you've been on a ride, you had a really good time and you got yourself some awesome badges such as these and you want to display them on your jacket. Now we all know that if you have a good leather jacket or a dry rider or a weatherproof jacket of some sort and you start stitching stuff to it, it's going to wreck the jacket. It'll put holes in it, it won't be waterproof. So what do? What we need to do, or what they did in the old days, so I'm an old guy, before I was riding, they used to have what they call a cut-off jacket, which is basically a denim jacket you put over the top of your leather and you have the sleeves cut off, and then you have this great big beautiful canvas that you can attach all your badges to. So today what we're going to go through is just making a cut-off. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that your cut-off fits over the top of your leather. Now this is really important, guys, because you need to be able to do your leather up or your dry rider if you so choose, and still be able to do the cut-off up as well. Now the first thing, it has to be able to fit. Now I've got this one at JJ's. Now the hard thing is to actually find these. You used to be able to pick them up dime a dozen in the op shops, the second-hand shops, but this one half the price of competitors. So I'll get rid of this hoodie bit. I'll hang on to it, might come in useful at some point, and then you try your jacket on. That fits, and it will do up over the top of my jacket, as you can see. So once you've established that, then you can get on and actually go and start and turn it into a cut-off jacket. You can actually turn it into a cut-off jacket, and then you'll have somewhere that you can put your badges. So, as you can see, this is a good fit. I'm glad I'm not the size I used to be. Otherwise, it would be real tricky. I'd need a barrel load of canvas here. But that's good. It's good. So we've established that this fits over the top of the jacket. Absolutely perfect. Okay. So now we've just got to get about taking the sleeves off. Excellent. So what do we need? We've got the jacket. We'll need scissors. We'll need sewing equipment for the badges and to just tidy up any loose ends on the jacket. We've got over there, we have the iron and the ironing board. Very important. I use what they call applique paper when attaching the badges. It just makes life really easy to attach them. You just use the iron, and it's always a good idea to whack a stitch around the outside because it holds it on after. You know, once the applique paper eventually goes, well, you've still got the stitches that hold it together, which is very important. Now when you start on the jacket, you'll see you got stitching all the way through here. It's a nice big flat stitch, doubles up under the arm. Now you want to come down the outside here. Don't cut into the stitching that holds one to the other. I'm not exactly sure what that'll do, but I don't think the outcome would be very good in the long run. So it's a real simple matter to start this. Find the seam underneath the arm, right? Now go one side, I just get through, just go through there. Go the other side of the stitch, the seam, and then same thing. I'll go down through there as well. Then I'll put the scissors through there, take that off, and then continue around the arm. Keep in mind, don't cut into the stitching where one joins to another. Keep it close, but that's fine. A little bit like school crafts when you think about it. All I need is a couple of crayons to chew. But I've got my coffee. I'll save me beer until after the job's done, because I don't want to go doing any silly mistakes. And that's one thing I'm really good at doing, is silly mistakes. So, it doesn't take long, nice and quick. Be very careful not to cut in to the other section. Oh my goodness. And make sure you don't go cutting holes into the back of your jacket while you're doing this as well. So don't be afraid to move it, because you need to know where the points of those scissors are at all times. Right, there's one. Okay, amputate the arms of the jacket. Same dealio with this side. Right, so we've got the first cut there. We can go through that seam. Bang, done. Beautiful. Trim that up. Removed. Alright guys, this is the part where you don't want this to come apart. This is underneath the sleeve. All the rest is fine. It's all nicely locked into place. But it's this part that's right underneath the sleeve. You've got 2 rows of straight stitch and 1 row of overlocking. And you really do not want this to come apart, because all of a sudden it's just going to fall apart under the sleeve. So it's a real simple process. This is where the stitching comes into handy. Anyone can do it. Now, I'm not a sewer by any means. I'm an old fitter by trade. And if you can't hit it with a hammer, then it's usually not worth doing. But trust me, in this case, this is worth doing. It's very important. I use one of these things, goes through the eye of the needle, if I can ever see the confounded thing. I think it's a threader. Pull that in through there, grab hold of it, and then you pull it through like that. And that's your needle threaded. Now I like for things to be nice and strong, so I usually double my thread up. Tie a knot in it. Then trim off the excess. And you're ready to go. So some of these fabrics can be quite strong, so chuck a thimble on. Well, maybe not necessarily that finger, but then you can start. And it's really simple. Look for where it is. So we're going across the outside here. So I'm using what you call a sharp. It's a very fine needle. It's got the sharpest point on it. Once I go through the first time, I then put it through the 2 threads before the knot, so then it acts like a slip knot. It just comes down, bang. And then you just go down the edges, down through here like this. And just use your thimble to push it through the fabric nice and nicely. So if you try doing that with a bare finger, you're going to stab yourself, and that's not a good outcome. Probably have to get Dr. Jacks or Dr. Beam to help you with that one. But once you've gone and done this, it's just to stop the stitching from coming apart, which is very important. Now, you're getting towards the end, so then just lock it in a couple of times. It's merely by forming a loop. Feed your needle in through the loop, like so, and then pull it nice and tight. And that is the first one done. So there you have it. You've now got an overcoat, which we call cut off. We've made it into a vest. You've now got a place you can put your patches for places that you've been or that mean special things to you, badges for different runs that you have. You can put slogans on it or whatever you like. Do whatever you like with it. But the trick to keeping things simple and keeping it easy in the future is, as you get your patch or your badge, put it on as you go. Then it's not going to be a great big saga to go and attach a whole heap of things. You can keep everything up to date, have fun. It's a bit like a index. You see people riding their bikes. You go to a run, you say, hey, Black Duck Run, 1987, I was there. Or Goanna Run, 1983, hey, that was a great run. Don't remember a hell of a lot of it, but I do remember I went. Anyway, until next time, everyone, keep it safe, keep on riding, and have fun. Take care.